Live from Time Warner Cable Arena in Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, as the Queen City will host the 2010 CIAA Tournament. Elizabeth City State is advanced to the semifinals. Their opponent will be either Shaw or Virginia Union as they get ready to battle here in Charlotte. Hi, everybody. Sam Smith along with Stan Luter. Glad you could join us on this quarterfinal day. And, of course, all presented by Lowe's. We've already seen Elizabeth City pull up certainly somewhat of an upset, defeating Bowie State by the score of 68-56. And now you're looking at a Shaw club coming in, having to win in, going against now another seeded team in Virginia Union. What do you see in this game, Stan?
Wow, I tell you could almost see the same thing. Shaw won November 16th in Raleigh, 61-58. That was the first game of the season. Ironically enough, it's going to be the last game for one of these two teams. But Shaw's a team that can go inside and out. They're going to be very patient. They don't put up a lot of points. Conversely, Virginia Union, well, they're the Panthers of old in some respects. They're nasty on defense, and they try to push the basketball. They don't quite have the size that we're accustomed to with Oakley and Wallace and Terry Davis and those guys, but they're still a very powerful Panther bunch. It's going to be an interesting game watching Virginia Union take on Shaw.
Well, a lot of stars have been starting to come to the fore here in the CIAA, and there's two more as our stars of the game tonight. And the ones to watch brought to you by McDonald's.
Rodney Callwood goes inside at 6'6", has got great footwork, and that's going to be very effective today in reading double teams in the mid-range jumper. And Brandon Byerson, the second of the three Byerson brothers that have played at Virginia Union, is a streaky shooter, has got to step up and have a great senior season in the CIAA.
Well, there you see the keys to the ones to watch here tonight. Certainly our nationwide starting lineups tonight. You see Union on one side, and you've already talked about Byerson with McDonald. The two Byersons in lineup, Redford and Ramsey, ran out their starting lineup. Other side, Callwood will have a very good front line to help him out. But he's also got some good solid guards in Bascom, Smith, Bell, Caldwell, and DeVere will be the starting lineups tonight for Shaw. 15-13. Well, you see a very impressive 19-8 record for Virginia Union. That's the way they'll tap it off here in quarterfinal game number 2. Well, let's take a look at our four keys to the game, Stan, and talk about what these two clubs have to do if they want to get out of here with a win.
Well, the big guys have got to come to play, and they've got to play smart inside. We'll talk about Callwood all game long, but remember the name Daryl Johnson. He's got to play solid. And the bookends, somebody won at the beginning, somebody's going to end this tournament. And for Virginia Union, which team shows? Now, they play an interesting thing. We'll talk more about it, but they play two different lineups. Which one of those lineups is going to play the best? And again, the Panther pride. They were blown out last Saturday against Bowie. Well, Bowie's on their way back to Maryland. Will Virginia Union go the same route?
We'll find out as the tap is controlled, as it'll be Virginia Union wearing the white with the maroon stripes. Well, it's maroon in the goal on the other side for Shaw. As again, right now, Union trying to work it down inside. The missed shot by Ramsey. The follow-up miss is also missed by Redford, and it finally comes off to Shaw.
And the funny thing about both of these ball games is you got teams that are playing different styles of play. Shaw sometimes very reckless with the ball. We just saw that there. But it's going to be interesting to see how Virginia Union attacks now, because they've seen Bowie lose. Bowie blew them out. Bowie was a number 2. Virginia Union's a number 3. They didn't play yesterday either. Shaw's already played one game. Let's watch these first 4 or 5 minutes, see what kind of Union team comes out.
Shaw averages 17.5 turnovers per game compared to creating 15 on the other side. Turnover is certainly a big figure in that Bowie State loss to Elizabeth City, as they had more than 20 turnovers. Rebound down inside by Redford, no good. The big fella gets it up by Ramsey, but a whistle and a block and a foul. Well, Cleo Hill is the head coach for Shaw University, and of course, a guy that has spent a lot of years at Shaw. Second year as the head coach. You see his record so far. And of course, he helped them to get to the Final Four. Remember Flip Murray? Ronald Flip Murray used to play for the Bobcats, now playing up with Milwaukee. And they had a great run, and he was the assistant coach here, and now he is the head man.
He went on up to Cheney after he left there. Had some great success at Cheney, got his team in the NCAAs a couple of times, and then when the job opened, came up 2 years ago, took the job at Shaw University. He's going to have some success there.
Rebound on the second missed shot by Ramsey. Comes out of there to DeVere, and it'll be Shaw. Muscled at midcourt by the defense for Union. Shaw working on the perimeter on the outside. Bascom is a good three-point shooter on the left side. They get it down inside, take it strong to the hoop. It'll be no good. And Ramsey off for the rebound as DeVille just couldn't get it down inside for Shaw.
And they started what they call the old guys right there. Both Byersons come in the ball game. McDonald, they didn't start this lineup the other day. They want to get off to a good start.
Nice hustle inside and a good put up and in as Virginia Union gets a basket by Redford. He gets his first two, and it's a 3-0 start here by the Panthers. Strong to the basket and a good follow-up inside. There's a block. Finally comes off underneath to Redford, as that time it was Bascom denied on the drive and the rebound. Almost a stumble and a fall that time by Byerson.
Braxton Byerson is the younger of Brad, Brandon, and Braxton. Braxton's a more physical player. He'll go inside a lot, but he also takes three. He leads the team, in fact, in three-point baskets.
Well, they try to alley-oop it inside that time to big fella Ramsey, and they get the turnover on Union. Union's coach is William Coker, and of course the history there is that he spent all those years on that bench with the legendary Dave Robbins, and of course the rest is history with a couple of national championships. And, of course, another one of those guys that has come home to roost, a graduate of Virginia Union. Shot on the outside, the left-hander's up and good, and that's Dwight Bell. And Bell comes back to tie the game at 3.
Dwight Bell only made 8 three-point baskets going into the tournament. They're not looking for him to make a lot of threes. A left-handed guy that does a good job spotting up and eventually putting the ball on the floor to make the mid-range jumper.
Shaw starting off on the man-for-man to try to push Union out as far as they can. Union helping him right now by just simply holding the ball. This is Byerson. They jumped off, left Ramsey opens for a moment, but the give and go was not there. Down the lane with a follow-up, no good. Tip up is up and good. And the tip in's going to be credit to Braxton Byerson, who gets his first two.
Well, Braxton, as we said, physical, goes inside, can score the ball, but also take the perimeter jump shot. Not unusual to see him in there battling with the bigs.
Down the lane, back out left side. Trying to work the ball perimeter to Bell. They'll get it back outside as again now here's Union. They'll give you a little look at a switching man for man, then they'll drop back into that zone. There's another three is up and good. And I would imagine if Shaw's going to do some damage, Raheem Smith with a three, along with Bell. If you can get that, you're going to win.
Raheem Smith has been one of the leading scorers on this team along with Callwood. They'd love to get him on that left wing and let him kind of elevate that time. A minute ago he passed up a shot. This time nails one.
Virginia Union settling for the jump shot on the outside. That's Brandon Byerson, no good. And Shaw with a rebound, and they push it hard back up the floor. Smith on the inside, running shots up and good. And again, it is a quick 8-5 lead here by Shaw and the Bears.
Nice start for Shaw and Cleo Hill.
Little delivered game by the Panthers. They're walking it ahead with Brandon McDonald. Here's another long-range jumper. That one hits the backboard. Didn't hear him call it, but it's good. And Byerson will get his 5th point of the game.
Braxton Byerson had 49 three-pointers going into the tournament. And again, goes inside, goes outside. I expect to see him get a lot of time today. They won't probably switch that lineup and have that the young guys and the old guys. They're going old heads today.
Colonial Heights, Virginia, Byerson and his brother. And Byerson, of course, all CIAA. 15 and a half left to go in the first half. An 8-8 score. And a 3 try to the outside. Offensive rebound. Down inside, blocked from behind and knocked out of bounds. Blocked by Byerson. Braxton from behind. And it's going to be a timeout on the floor before action can resume. So nothing has been settled as we approach 5 minutes deep into the first half. It's Shaw 8 and Union 8 as they battle in the CIAA tournament.
2010 Ford CIAA Tournament is brought to you by Ford. Drive one. Foodland. Good neighbors, great prices. The Marines, the View, the Proud. Bank of America, Bank of Opportunity. And by the U.S. Census, make it count.
Back here at Time Warner Cable Arena, Sam Smith along with Stan Luter and Chip Tarkington. Glad you could join us for CIAA basketball. And, of course, our 2010 presented by Ford, as it is Shaw inbounding. No good. Rebounds come off. So, Stan, they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities. Here are the Bears.
2-3 zone out of Virginia Union is going to give you a possibility to get some second shot opportunities. Then you see a matchup a little bit, go back into man.
Down low, you can see the zone out collapses. 18 on the shot clock, plenty of time. DeVere to the hoop and scores. Michael DeVere gets his first 2 points of the game, and it's a 2-point lead here for Shaw. Virginia Union, by the way, won 7 of their last 9 games and went, of course, that impressive 19-8 record. But they lost big time to Bowie. I mean, big time, 90-74 in their last game. Certainly out of kilter on that one as they drive up over the top of the backboard. And out of play by Ryan King, a turnover on Virginia Union.
Won 14 out of 16, had an 8-game win streak, and really, like you said, was playing the best basketball probably of anybody in the CIAA, maybe other than St. Augustine's throughout January and early February. Had the one stumble last week, which was a big one, but again, a very potent but a different Virginia Union team than ones we've seen in the past with the bigger, stronger inside forces.
Now the personal foul, as you see how strong Shaw is trying to take that ball to the basket. And again, Rodney Callwood will be the guy that'll try to do that, all CIAA player. What do you like about his game, Stan?
Footwork, body, gets to the line, has a lot of patience, which a lot of big guys sometimes don't have. He'll get the ball in there, he'll kind of wait for things to develop, give himself some space, and really doesn't rush it. Double figures, 22 games already this season, had a huge game. In fact, had the most points of anyone in the CIAA this year with a 38-point ball game earlier against Bowie State. So a guy that can score the basketball when given the chance.
White homestanding Virginia Union in the second of the quarterfinals. Find themselves down by 3, 11-8. They'll try to tie it on a 3 from the outside, no good. All knocked down off the floor that time as Juan Wilson got a handle on it, and now the officials will confer and see if one saw something and the other saw the opposite thing. Shaw.
I think the ball went off Callwood. They're trying to decide which way. Well, I guess not.
So it'll be out of bounds to Shaw. Coming out of the game for Virginia Union, as they'll check Wayne Ford into the game. And Brandon Byerson checks out for the Panthers. Shaw again with a 3-point lead, 6 minutes deep here in the first half.
But what you have to do if you're Shaw is be patient and keep people moving from side to side and inside out against the Virginia Union zone.
Good inside game by again. They get the shot they were looking for, but Callwood cannot get it down. And Union's back the other way. Union working on the top of the key, trying to get it to the big guy, Juan Richards, who's in the game now, number 51. He gets it back out on the jumper for 2 outside by Juan Wilson. Gets his first 2 of the game.
Juan Wilson, the freshman, played hobbingly. He hobbled a lot. Had a knee injury in high school that slowed him down, but really, he's been a kid that's come in and given him some very valuable minutes. Hits that J.
See the conversation on the sideline with Willard Coker. It's almost unbelievable to come to a CIAA tournament last year and again this year and not see Dave Robbins.
He's in the building.
He's
in the building someplace. I'm doing a campaign to get Dave in the Hall of Fame. Well, three national titles, 700 wins. He needs to be there.
He has been unanimous for the CIAA Hall of Fame, certainly. As the miss, here comes Shaw. Alley-oop gets it inside. Nice take to the basket that time by Callwood. Didn't try to do anything fancy.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, Callwood, a lot of guys, you saw that today. You get the ball and try to force that play. Callwood caught it. Jump stops, reverse the other side. Easy layup. That's just good transition and a great catch.
Virginia Union, of course, they hire the 2 seeds. 3 against 6. Out inside goes to Richards. The big fella turns around, and one of the things you always try to tell a big center inside is to keep the ball high, and he did.
Juan Richard has a huge body, 6'7", about 245, 250. and has that mid-range jump shot ability. Played a lot of valuable minutes down the stretch last season. Has really paid off for him this year.
12-19 left to go in the first half of the game. Winner here advances on against a somewhat of a surprise winner, Elizabeth City, as they played very well. And a three from outside is up and good. And now Dwight Bell has a pair of those, and he's got 6 on the night. And it's a 16-12 lead.
And you're talking about a guy in Bell who's only made 8 going into the tournament, and 2 is the most he's ever made in any game. Early against Fayetteville State's already nailed 2. But the zone will give you some shots against Virginia Union. You have to make them. So far, Shaw's done that.
Union trying to look inside, not much going there, so they'll penetrate. Now they finally get it to Richards. Great block from the outside by Callwood, who gets it back. They reward the fella, and he takes it up, and he's going to be sent to the line and shoot a pair.
Again, did you see the patience there? A good block on one side by Callwood. Runs the floor and gets the possible layup.
Rodney Callwood igniting this offense here so far for Shaw as they get it going the other way. And again, the 3 outside gives them the lead 16-12 here in the quarters.
The 2010 Ford CIAA Tournament is brought to you by Foodland. Good neighbors, great prices. Bank of America, Bank of Opportunity. And by the U.S. Census, make it count.
Well, welcome back here to Time Warner Cable Arena as the 2010 Ford CIAA Tournament comes to quarterfinal game number 2. And it is Shaw, the number 6 seed, coming through a 70-61 win last night over St. Paul's to get here. Now enjoying the 4-point lead. They, by the way, are shooting 50% on 6 of 12 shooting, while Virginia Union stands only 5 of 16 for 31 to start this game.
56% field goal shooting, an upswing for Shaw, a team that normally shoots about 44% on the season. A very good first half of the first half for the Bears from Raleigh.
Receive versus St. Paul, got 23 last night. He gets his 5th here tonight. As Caldwell, an all CIAA performer from Hempstead, New York, a transfer from Nassau Community College. And he is responding well. The senior at 6'6" wants to go out with a blaze of glory. Union trailing 18-12. Tries for the jumper, no good. Tip up, and there's going to be over the back foul, and I'm sure they'll probably catch Redford. They do. The big fella Greg went over the back for his first foul.
Gates a nice tip by Braxton Byerson. Again, Braxton always around that basketball some way, shape, or form. But doesn't this game kind of take on the same tenor that we just saw a few moments ago? I mean, you know, and the thing about the first round, or in this case Thursday of the tournament, is that, you know, everybody still thinks they got a chance. You got 8 teams there, so everybody's kind of, you know, divided. You kind of watch the game, you don't, but if upset starts to brew, everybody gets excited. You got to create your own enthusiasm in these day games on Thursday.
Shaw trying to get a basket from the outside, that time by Baskin, but it doesn't go. But again, Stan, they continue to rebound the ball offensively very well. 12 rebounds so far for Shaw, 9 in there so far for Union. A jump shot outside is going to be no good. That one is skipped away as Daryl Johnson, a guy you said had to come in and play well, misses his first shot today.
Well, he's long, very athletic, can make jumpers, and all he does is keeps the ball alive, just taps it back.
Long three out of the corners, up and good. And I tell you what, somebody's going to find Dwight Bell. He had 8 coming in.
Had 8 3-pointers coming in, never made more than 2 in a ball game, and you see, Coach Coker not very happy about it, and another outstanding start by the underdog.
So again, a timeout taken here, and again with a 21-12 lead, 9 points by Bell, 3 of those by 3-point goals on the outside. And again, Dave Robbins, who of course has watched this club through so many years. There's Dave. And of course, look at that, 713 victories, 13 CIAA titles, and you can see the national championships that he enjoyed with Virginia Union.
And that merits right there, that resume is Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's in the CIAA Hall of Fame, went in 2 years ago. But that merits being in the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. So you guys join me on that. Get out there and get it out there. Dave Robbins should be in the Hall of Fame. There are other coaches, doesn't matter where you win a national championship. If you win a national championship, you're the best in the business, okay? And there are other coaches that are playing, that are active, and have got fewer wins and they're in there. Dave Robbins needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Down inside low, they get it to Ramsey. Ramsey in traffic, blocked from behind by Johnson. And they battle for it. It goes off of Shaw. That'll be out of bounds to Union. As down low, David Jones, who also came off the bench and played well last night, was the last to touch it for the Bears.
In both games, we've seen big guys bring the ball down as opposed to keeping it up and powering it with 2 hands and have shots blocked that they shouldn't have blocked.
Joshua Miller, a sophomore out of Winston-Salem, checks in, number 20 for Virginia Union, as now they play against that 2-3 zone.
Stationary. See, nobody's moving against Virginia Union. That makes the zone more effective when you don't recognize the shot clock.
So the shot clock had only 11 on it when they inbounded the ball. Nobody picked up on it. And it is a turnover here called on Union. Well, then that's only their second, 2 also for Shaw.
And one thing also, if you look at this Shaw basketball team, they got off to a great start. They knocked Union off, they knocked V-State off in the same weekend. They won their first 5 games of the season, hit a lull sometime in January, and trying to play a little bit better, winning 8 out of their last 14.
The thing about it, they've got to rely on ball movement and good shooting. It's not a big club by any means, but they will scrap you. And they are right now with 9:27 to go in the first half. Look out, right, they're pulling the string, and what is this? Bell has got 4 3-point goals and a dozen points in the game.
The junior from Washington, D.C., just stepping up in the zone and finding those open areas right now. They've been on the wing or in the corner and just being very confident. That's what you got to be as a shooter. You've got to be a confident guy. Just throw them up and knock them down.
Well, he got only a single point against St. Paul last night. Here's the jumper's going to be short. It's knocked off the floor. They try to get it down low, intended for Redford, knocked in the air and stolen. Shaw comes up with the ball with Daryl Johnson in control, feeds it out quickly, and they bring it ahead with Michael Smith.
Down 12 right now. You see Virginia Union will put more pressure on the basketball, try to get him in. Let's see who's going to guard Bell right now. McDonald.
They swing it to the top of the key. Good tough take. Blocked inside. Is put down that time by Ramsey. Ball scrambled for. Last out of bounds. It's going to belong to Virginia Union.
And Sam, what you got to do if you're a shooter is find areas on the floor, work to get open, and then somebody hit the ball. See, there's a good spot shot right there. Boom. It's just a great look. Steps into the shot, ready, spots up, left-handed, boom. Every shot he's taken, the defenders come a step late, and in some cases, not a hand in his face. He gets there late. See, spot, boom, knocks in a 3.
So again, 4 3-pointers today by Dwight Bell. And a 23 to make that a 24-12, 12-point lead here by the Shaw Bears. Tough take to the basket that time as they try to get some kind of action going. And it will send Brierson to the foul line to shoot 2 here for Union.
Virginia Union averages about 72, 73 points a game, which is about 4th best in the conference. Conversely, Shaw averages 66 points, but they only allow 66 points. And again, this is just like the first game. The team that's not a good offensive team has controlled the tempo by making big shots and playing very good defense.
Shot is up and good. You know, Union is able to put some big points on the board, averaging nearly 73 a game. But as you pointed out, they'll also give you some points at 67.
Yeah, but their 67 is a different because they've got the ability to score. So, again, you know, they'll give you, okay, 67, that's 5th best in the CIAA. Shaw 66.4, they're 4th best. That kind of cancels out, but Union's got scores. And until today, Shaw really only had maybe 1, maybe 2 scores, Raheem Smith being one and Callwood being the other guy.
And today, a come-out party for Dwight Bell. As again, the junior out of Washington at Woodson High School has knocked down 4 threes to help his club lead here by 10.
I mean, Bellows had 2 games this year where he scored double figures, and 11 is his high against Virginia State. So, I mean, what's that tell you today?
10 on the shot clock as Johnson will miss fire. Rebound comes off. This is Redford on the move for the Panthers. Drops it off to McDonald. Left-handed layup is going to be no good. They battle for it underneath. Shaw cleans it up. As they clean it up, and out it comes ahead from David Jones. In traffic, there'll be a whistle and a foul. It would count if it goes. It does not, and Michael Smith will shoot 2. So the personal foul is called on Brandon Ryerson as he gets his first personal foul, and free throws are coming up for Michael Smith when we return. 10-point lead for Shaw, second of the quarterfinals from the CIAA tournament. "65 years and getting better every year." The 2010 Ford CIAA Basketball Championship quarterfinal round for the men. As one team, Elizabeth City State, has already advanced with an upset over Bowie State. And now Shaw has a 10-point lead over the third-seeded Panthers of Virginia Union. And Coach Willard Coker rather animated down in that huddle for his team. And on the opposite end, of course, Cleo Hill also trying to just keep things going the way they're going now for Shaw.
He is not a happy camper. Had a chance to MC a dinner back in April of last year that his sister, Lana Coker, had for the family. A brother that had a birthday along with Coach Coker, and it was absolutely a great thing. Had a lot of old former players and grew up in Winston-Salem area, and a lot of love for him. He's had a great basketball background at Reynolds High School and then eventually Virginia Union, and Dave Roberts. Dave came down. It was really a nice thing and just great to be a part of it, but they love him in Winston-Salem.
By the way, that's StanLuter.IWillAppearAnywhere.com.
If you're paying, I'm playing.
He's there. Couple of foul shots again by Shaw. Makes it now a 26-14, 12-point lead. Here again for Shaw as they have commanded here in this first half. A 3 on the outside, and they finally get one down as Ryan King gets a three-pointer down. King averaging 10, gets 3 of them there. And they quickly go inside to Callwood. And Rodney is fouled. Make that to Raheem Smith, and Smith will go to the line as they will shoot a couple of shots here.
Good ball movement a moment ago for Virginia Union. The ball goes inside and then back out, and King spots up and makes that 3. Had 33s going into the tournament. Transferred after his freshman year from Pfeiffer. And Coker really said, you know, we're going to find out if this kid can play or not. He's been around the system. He just never really stepped up to the level they thought. They said, we're going to throw him out there, and either you're going to play or you're going to sit. And this year he's played and had a really good season, averaging, like you said, over almost 11 points a game.
Coach Coker looking on right in front of his bench as he watches the shots once again, and they will come up with one of the two. And again, Callwood trying to carry this team as much as they can, but of course Bell has really been the story with 4 threes, as the long-range shot for Shaw has paid dividends so far. A reverse on the opposite side, no good. Outlet, knocked down, scramble for it. And it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will go in favor of Shaw.
You know, we talked a moment ago about Callwood being patient and finishing the play. Well, if a perimeter guy drives, you've got to be patient sometime if you don't get that first explosion to the basket to read the defense or read where your guys are. Callwood, he made a big mistake that time, McDonald, trying to go up and under. Just pull up and take the little 5-foot jump shot, use the glass and score, and they get a basket. But instead, you miss it, and eventually you lose the possession arrow too.
So Shaw takes over and they change of possession with the jump ball. And again enjoying this 10-point lead. They feed it down low. That's Smith. Couldn't get much going. He brings it back outside. And they'll set it up with Michael Smith. Raheem and Michael not related to each other as the jump shot out of left-hand corner. No good. Rebound comes off, and here come the Panthers. They've got the big fella posting up inside, but instead they take it to the opposite side. 23 on the shot clock, under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Shaw really cuts off any kind of cutting here by Union.
They're very active. Yeah, they're doing a great job just moving their feet. That's a nice shot.
3-point shot outside by Wayne Ford. And he will knock down his first 3 of the night. Averages 5. And he's halfway there with that 3.
Learning the system, only a sophomore. They think that he could be maybe one of the next good guards. Nice pass.
So the pass inside will result in the basket, and a personal foul will fall on Ramsey.
Send a cutter through, opens up, and then you just flash a post to the middle of the floor. And again, you've got to defend the cutters, and then you got to step on ball side or the high side. David Jones just sets the screen, flashes, turns, and is going to go to the free throw line.
So a good look at David Jones from Silver Springs, Maryland. A 6'5" junior. Misses his free throw and grabbed out of midair that time by Redford. The Panthers trailing here by 9 points at 29-20. They work it down low this time, trying to get it to Ramsey. Ramsey got a hand on it, but also had Caldwell contending for it. Callwood, excuse me, knocked out of his hands and off of Ramsey and out of bounds. Shaw very patient with the ball now with that lead and 5 minutes to go in the half. You know, they're another team that would like to put some points on the board. They'd be very happy with the 50s or 60s as well.
But they haven't. They'd like to. They just haven't shot the ball well enough this year at times to put points on the board. I mean, Neil Cleo was telling me the other day, he said, man, there have been times when we've gone 7 or 8 minutes and 2 of those 5 shots, we didn't hit the rim. So it's like, you know, we're a team that has to play within itself. So far, they've done that.
Out to Redford. Redford head of the key. Jumpers, no. Good inside screen that time by Michael Smith. For the rebound, gets it ahead, and a driving layup is up and good by David Jones.
I'm going to say this one a little bit earlier than I did the other one. I'm smelling upset. Okay? I'm going to put it out there now. I waited till the second half early to say it the other game. I was right, but I just waited too long. This time, I'm going to put it out there quicker so that we have time to marinate on it.
And they force Union into making a mistake using that sideline. As that time, Ryan King stepped on the sideline out of bounds. Turnover on Union. That, by the way, is their 5th of the night.
A minute ago, you saw a double team and a kick out to Redford, and he wasn't ready to shoot. He's got a double clutch, put it to the floor. He eventually takes a shot. It's missed. There's nobody back. They have the long rebound and then the push ahead for the easy layup. Those are the type of plays in a game like this, in a night like this, or afternoon like this, that get you beat.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Union. King got a hand on it. And as he knocks it away, we've got a full timeout. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Quarterfinal game number 2. Elizabeth City is already in the semis. They'll play the winner of this one with Shaw leading by 11. Shaw Bears enjoying an 11-point lead here in quarterfinal game number 2, 31-20. Just under 4 minutes left to play. Shaw University, one of the proud members of the CIAA. They, of course, they're located in Raleigh, North Carolina. They brought a 14-13 record, and they added a 15th win with a 9-point win last night over St. Paul's. You see also one of those founded in 1865. 2,700 students enrolled, and, of course, the proud name, the Bears.
Dr. Yancey, who used to be the president at Johnson C. Smith, is now the interim president at Shaw University. And she says, I'm bringing that winning spirit from Charlotte to Raleigh. And certainly football was one game away from winning playing the CIAA championship again this year, and basketball playing in the quarters today.
Loose ball, they battle for it. Union's going to call a timeout as they wanted to maintain possession of the ball. They'll take a 30. And Coach Coker once again talking to the officials. Union, of course, a proud national champion representing the CIAA very well. They are 19-8 coming to the game, 14-6 in the conference. Another one of those 1865 founded, 1,500 students, and the Panthers will roam the hills of Richmond, Virginia for Virginia Union. CIAA enjoyed, of course, a double whammy last year when Johnson C. Smith not only won the men, but also won the women's championship. But it has been dominated by Virginia Union over the years. 17 times they have dominated. Norfolk State, when they were a member, were here with a dozen. A&T got 5. Virginia State with 3. Hampton, Elizabeth City, along with Johnson C. And then North Carolina Central and West Virginia State, who was in at one time, had 2 as well. 5 other teams have also won a CIAA championship.
West Virginia State led by Earl Lloyd. I saw Mr. Lloyd at the CIAA tip-off luncheon the other day, looking great as always in the Basketball Hall of Fame also. First player from an HBCU to be drafted and play in the NBA came from West Virginia State, proud member of the CIAA.
Wow, that's impressive. Missed shot, rebounded off by Shaw with 3:15 left to play as their lead of 11 is still on the board, 31-20. Union now back into their man-for-man.
Ball screen coming. Didn't see him, got the high-low situation now.
This is Callwood trying to challenge the big fella. Jump hook no good, another offensive rebound. They'll take it to the basket and a whistle and a foul. And they'll send Michael Smith back to the foul line.
And Willard Coker's really frustrated right now with his team from not getting the rebound finishing plays. And then Wayne Ford's got an opportunity to take the charge, and instead of taking the charge, kind of bails out, opens up the hip a little bit. Contact goes, they call a block. I mean, those are the little plays. And you want to know the anatomy of an upset. It's a team that plays with a mission, that gets on a roll and makes some plays. Someone steps up and your team doesn't make plays. That's the anatomy. We're seeing it right now.
Coach Coker's team has now committed 17 fouls to 2 so far for Coach Hill and his Bears as Smith gets ready. Try to make his second. Young man who played his junior college ball out in Texas at Paris Junior College and a native of the Bronx. And they'll come up with another loose ball and another second chance.
And now we see Carbon Copy just changing uniforms from Bowie to Union. It's the same thing. Standing around, they begin to look around at each other, not making plays, not playing aggressive. Shaw more and more confident each and every time.
Turned around by Callwood, no good, rebounded off, and Union, this, of course, brings up the question of teams that get the bye, good, bad, or indifferent for them.
And bye can't beat you, that's all I know. But right now, the last couple of years, teams that are getting byes haven't really had a lot of success. At least one upset every year.
Well, they need that to go down, and Juan Wilson does knock down his first 3 of this game. He's got 5 points for the game, and whittles in the lead to make it 32-23.
Somehow in this next 2 minutes, if you're a Virginia Union fan, you need to find a way to get a couple of explosion plays. A 3, a dunk, a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Maybe this is going to be one of those plays.
Maybe it starts on defense, and it does there with a block by Wilson.
But they need to get some excitement in the building and about themselves.
Whistle and a foul. Smith's going to draw a personal foul on the drive by Brandon Brierson. Will go to the line. 2 for 2 for the line so far tonight for Brierson.
After the block shot, you get a play and you just kind of take it down and score. Brierson alertly takes the ball down the floor and draws contact. Try to get to the free throw line. Even in the early part of a game, Sam, it's always important to get to the line, get some points with the clock not moving. Everybody thinks it's always so important near the end of a game. Union needs some baskets or some points, I should say.
You youngsters watching a little different free throw philosophy that time. As you saw by Brierson, never looks at the rim before finally taking his final crouch and shooting. He stares at the floor. If we get another look at him watching here, he just stares down. This is his concentration. Glance at the rim. Now look at him. Total down. Then he looks up and then fires. And it's 2 for 2. So everybody has their own shtick, and he has his, and it's 4 for 4 today. A minute 41 left to play in the first half. 32-25. Shaw with the lead. They've led by as many as 12. Defense the man for Union. They'll shift in and out of the man-for-man into the zone. Trying to give you a little different look and try to confuse you a bit as King returns the lineup for the Panthers, and Ford will exit.
Remember that first game, early November 16th, first week of the season, first game of the season. Shaw won the Spalding Gym 61-58. And the return game was in mid-January, I should say, 58-51. Union wins.
Jump hook that time by Callwood. Gets his 8th point of the game. Lead is back up to 9 with a minute to go here in the first half.
And the reason I bring that up now is because you see not a lot of points scored in either basketball game. Possessions become so important.
Personal foul called on Bascom. He'll get his first personal foul. Only the 3rd team foul, so the ball's still out of bounds here to Union, as their free throws tonight have been 5 of 6, 7 of 11 so far tonight for Shaw. As Richards comes out, coming back in is Redford, as the big fellow Richards sets down. King out of the left corner, slash, fall away, good. That's his 5th point of the game tonight, and they needed a little push here before the halftime, and they get a little bit of basket there. Now Shaw wants to take a timeout just to solidify themselves, as they will have to give up the ball in 30 seconds, and it's about 48 seconds left to go before the half is all over.
Nice little mini run right now for Virginia Union, just kind of, whittling away a bit at this lead. And getting good timeout by Cleo Hill. Has to use it or lose the timeout. Takes the timeout and says, hey, look, let's just settle down and get a basket. King working hard, goes across the middle, off balance, gets the nice roll there. And his 2nd basket of the evening. But you can even see there that he's working real hard, and even if as the shot goes up, there's 2 or 3 Shaw guys around the shooter.
Field goal shooting, again 41% now for Shaw, as they've hit 11 of 27, 9 of 27, only 33 for Union tonight. They've made 4 of 9 threes, though, and all 4 of those we're talking about Shaw, of course. They have come up with their 4 threes coming from Dwight Bell. Well, apparently they found out how to guard him, Stan. After making 4 threes, they finally decided to put somebody in his face.
Get him out of bounds there. And Cleo Hill kind of having a discussion with Haywood Bostic visually. I said, wait a minute, what did he do? I mean, I didn't call a timeout for this to happen.
Ball knocked out of bounds by Shaw. It'll be Union's ball. They'll take over at 34.7 seconds to go.
I think it'd be huge for the confidence of Virginia Union if they can go away with a score on this last play. They're going to check the shot clock.
They're going to put 2 seconds back on. At least that's the indication. Not sure it's going to be on the game clock or the shot clock. It is on the game clock. So 36.7 is the official time. As Union coming from 12 down, trying to claw back into this thing a little bit. Run the 3-man weave on the outside. 2 big fellows looking to post up inside. They finally get it low. That's Redford. Does it on the shot clock. Looks for a backdoor cutter. Finally gets to King. King from 20. Offside rebound comes off to Bascom, and Shaw's pushing. 13 seconds left to go. They'll get a final shot. And they'll get it on a drive, a block inside, and it'll come off. And now Union will get one last try, and it's a try for a 3. It's on its way. No! As it just comes up short that time by Brierson. And that would have been a huge shot for Union, as that would have brought them within 4. As it is, they go to the locker room down by 7. So credit Shaw for doing a good job. And not so much of turning Union over, but just the fact of scrapping and getting a lot of second chance baskets even though they out-rebounded only 20-21. You can figure probably about half of those 21 rebounds came on second-chance baskets and opportunities for Shaw, which they took advantage of, and will lead it by the score of 34-27. Stan standing by with more in the first half. Stan?
Thanks, Sam. Coach Cleo Hill, you got the lead. Your guys have executed pretty good offensively. Talk about the first half.
We did a good job getting the ball inside, and for the first time all year, we've had some good perimeter shooting. Dwight Bell, Raheem Smith been shooting the ball pretty good from outside. It's just the defensive in the last 3 minutes, we kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I was talking about Bell. I mean, he's a guy that's only made like 8 3-point baskets all year. He's made 4. He's really spotting up. You got to be happy with the way he's played.
Well, yeah, he's been injured all year with his shooting wrist, and that's been a problem. He's been getting it heavily taped over the last 3 or 4 games, and it's paid off for him.
Cleo, real quickly, almost there, 1 half away. What do you guys have to do in this second half to win this game?
We got to defend and keep them off the offensive glass.
Coach, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Head coach Cleo Hill. Sam, back to you.
Thank you, Stan Luter. And, of course, you're enjoying CIAA basketball, the 2010 Ford edition, as Shaw has the lead by 7. Chip Tarkington comes along with more at halftime in a moment.
Welcome back to halftime of the 2010 Ford CIAA tournament. Trying to have 2 upsets in a row as Shaw leads Virginia Union by 34-27 count. We're joined now by our buddy Adrian Smith from McDonald's. And Adrian, first, it's just great to have you here. You and I get together every year for this.
Every year. This is a great event. I'm always happy to be here. Always happy to come talk to you, Chip.
Tell us a little bit about McDonald's and the marriage that you have with the CIAA. It's been a great marriage.
It has been a great relationship. We've sponsored this event for several years now. This event is about bringing families together, bringing people together, and that's what we're about. In our neighborhoods, in our respective neighborhoods, we're about bringing families together. This is just like a big family reunion. It's a great event.
It is an event, and it's a party. McDonald's is seen everywhere, inside the arena and outside, and all of the McDonald's folks have a good time here.
Oh, we have a great time. There's several owner-operators in the building. Several of our managers come through, and I'm sure we got a ton of employees that are in and out of here at different times.
I want to give y'all a real pat on the back, because what you've been able to do with the menu has been sensational, and y'all have really done a great job, I think, of listening to the public and making it great for, the young folks and the old folks now.
That is absolutely correct. We have great salads now. We've also gone to parfaits. These snack wraps that we've come out with are awesome. So, we have to make the adjustments to for the community. As the community becomes and makes the adjustments and changes, we got to make changes with them.
Well, y'all done a great job. Adrian Smith, thanks so much for being with us from
It's always a
McDonald's.
pleasure.
And thanks for what McDonald's does for the CIAA. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. We do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Much more of our halftime is going to continue. We're going to have back-to-back upsets in the quarterfinals. Ooh, more of our halftime continues in a few moments. Stay with us.